This afternoon, this event is organized by SIB Likas in partnership with Rima Media. And we're so glad that you can be with us today. For those of you who are still coming in, do write down your name and where you're from. We'd like to know where you're from. We've got people from all over Indonesia, Labuan, Tawau with us this afternoon, and we're so glad that all of you can be here with us. So to start off, we just want to have a little bit of icebreaker, a poll. So could I get one of our tech team, Jenny, to pull out the poll for us, please? All right, let's do a poll together, everyone. So how can we be a good blessing to others during this Christmas season? So you can put in your choices, whether you like to throw a Christmas party, but now with MCO, we can't have big parties, small party. Or would you like to volunteer your time for a charitable event? Would you like to send food perhaps to frontliners on duty? Or would you like to give to the poor and needy this Christmas? Or is there another idea that you have in mind? So put in your polls now. So let's see, what does our group want to do this Christmas season? So far, we are leading with give to the poor and needy. Awesome.
Right, stop, poll start again. Poll close.
Okay, how are we doing? All right, looks like most of us would like to give to the poor and needy. So I think that's why all of you here are tuned in to this talk today, because you have got a heart to give to those who are poor and needy, especially during this time. So thanks a lot for that poll, tech team. So before we start, there's a bit of a housekeeping announcements that we have. All right. So for those of you who are not familiar with Zoom, you can close that pause window. All right. Hi, JJ from Kota Marudu. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in. So if you're facing some tech-related issues, like you said, I can't see, there's no sound, you know, you can just write in the chat group if you got a problem, and our tech team will help you out. If Zoom is just too complicated for you, you can also click on the WhatsApp link shown on the screen, and they will call you or they WhatsApp you to help you figure out your tech problem. So are we all good? Ready to go?
Yeah,
if you're all
great.
good,
Awesome.
give me a thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up, everybody. You can find it on your reaction button.
Awesome.
All right, awesome. Okay, so let me explain to you about why we are doing what we are doing. Why are we having this Christmas appeal? So one of our core culture is to reach out to our community and practically love people with needs by meeting those needs through community work. And we know that COVID-19 has affected like everyone. Anyone here not affected by COVID-19? Do you want to raise your hands? I think not, right? All of us have been affected. But do you know that there are some communities who are actually more affected of it compared to us? Can we go on to the next slide? So look at this. Do you know that there's a children home in Sabah that is struggling to stay open, to stay afloat because of what COVID-19 has impacted them, especially financially. So today we are very honored because we've got speakers from 3 great organizations who serve children in different ways. And we want you to hear stories of what is happening on the ground with these communities. And we all know that Christmas is a time of giving, love, giving, hope, giving, joy. It's a season of giving and a spirit of generosity and love with those who are most in need. And we also want to create awareness to our loved ones and friends that they are communities in need. We really want to cultivate a spirit of solidarity and giving, especially during this COVID-19 pandemic. And as we all say in Malaysia, kita jaga kita. Kita jaga kita. We want to look out for each other, especially during this pandemic. So without further ado, I want to invite James to introduce our first speaker for this afternoon. All for you, James. Take it away.
Okay, great. So wonderful. Thank you so much, Susan. It is so amazing to be able to see so many people here today. We have even people internationally. I even heard some people from Canada, even very interested in terms of the ministries and what they're doing. We have people from multiple organizations, even friends from Indonesia. It is such an honor to be able to have all of you join us today. Thank you so much for being with us. My name is James, and I'll be the co-host together with Susan today. And yeah, I'll be introducing to you our first speaker. And his name is Mr. Mitsuhiko Abe, and he is from Caring for the Future of the Foundation Malaysia. And so once again, thank you, Susan. Mr. Mitsuhiko Abe and his family, I must say, is one of our Sabah's great legends of today. More than 15 years ago, he was a professional pianist with a very successful career in Japan. But he came to visit Sabah, and it struck him and with how many underprivileged children was actually living on the streets, and how poor and marginalized and broken their families were. In Abe's own words, as he shares on his CFFM website, he says, nobody should ever be born to be unloved. You know, powerful words. And he says, I have felt something deep and something special in my heart that gave me true joy when helping these children. I saw the light in the street boys' eyes that when I met and when I showed him love, that was the first time I realized the feelings that came from something beyond just myself. From that day onwards, I committed my life to serve the underprivileged children of Sabah. These are from his words. So then Abe then went to serve the handicapped children of Sri Mangasi at Tanjung Aru with many NGOs to finally setting up CFFM, Caring for the Future Foundation of Malaysia, which is a foundation that supports marginalized and broken children, especially from the rural parts of Sabah, focusing on deep and very close guidance and interaction and leadership growth of a small number of these children, with the intention to building them up as leaders of tomorrow with love. I was just having a look at some of the videos and sharings, and I even saw his young daughter from being born all the way to growing up. And her daughter, his daughter and wife and family have dedicated their lives and have been a part of this ministry and really embraced these young children who have been grown up in broken families and really embrace them into their own family and love them. And so why I say Mr. Abe is one of Sabah's legends today is that not only did he and his family give up a very successful and comfortable life and career to serve these marginalized communities and children in Sabah in the rural areas, but that he is Japanese and not even Sabahan, which kind of makes me very malu in some ways. You know, he came here 15 years ago, gave it all up to a totally different country, different language, different culture, with nothing but love in his heart, to serve these children, care for them, and love them. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you Mr. Mitsuhiko Abe from Caring for the Future Foundation of Malaysia. Please give him a hand or a wave and say thank you to Mr. Abe. Thank you, Abe.
Yeah, thank you very much for your very so I will share the screen. Is it okay? Share screen, okay?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay,
Thank you.
I will start. So thank you very much for your time to listen my talk. Caring for the Future Foundation Children Home was established in 2008. So our mission for the children is to provide a home for the orphan, abused, and neglected children in Sabah with love and compassion in a happy and godly surrounding, producing a responsible man, woman who are capable of caring for self, for others, for the communities, for the environment, and for the future. So of course, we are children home. What's the most important for the children is to provide food and safety and comfortable place to sleep and study. So, but this is a minimum responsibility as a children home. Except this minimum responsibility, what's the most important philosophy or policy for the children? I believe this is to support their self-decision, determination, to not teach, support their decision. Because when I came to Sabah, I met so many children. What's their response from my question? Tidak tahu. Whatever I ask, everything tidak tahu. Or ikut saja. For example, what do you want to do? Tidak tahu. Why did you do? Tidak tahu. How do you think about Sabah? Tidak tahu. So you say, I don't want. Why you did it? Ikut saja. Something like this. This is I quite shocked. So because long time they have no chance to think by own, no chance. They were not given. So this is a very serious. Already became their character, like a personality. If we don't pay attention to improve this part, I think they will have no identity in the future. So they cannot be a person who can take care of the parents, take care of the community and future. So that's why from this concept, we prepare the Child Individual Support Program. We call CISP because every children different character. We need to take it one by one. So in terms of care for self, especially focus on self-esteem, of course, the daily sport, even Japanese class, we have the violin class, the piano, and English, we focus on English. Many of the children left behind from the class, maybe especially like mathematics, E and F, very, very hard to catch. But like a violin, the sports, this is the same starting point. They can get back, they can take back their confidence and dignity. So they need to like a self-achievement. This is very important. Then this boy just last month take exam, violin exam, all the boy actually, but this boy take score was 95. Distinction, excellent. So another boy also quite okay. All children pass the exam. The care for self, care for others. We have a computer class. They have to collect the information, what's going on in the community and so on. What do you think? They have to make a proposal. Or online youth development, the career guidance, even now it's very important is the sexual education. So Bible study and cooking and baking. And this is quite important for us. Care for the environment, care for the future, care for the community, what they are doing. We have an organic farm. So 15-acre organic farm to take care of the vegetable. And so because of this daily life, we have a lot of garbage. So recycling, we are doing recycling paper and fresh garbage, plastic and PET bottle and tin, all have to divide. So important point, they are practicing in the daily life, this kind of to take care of the garbage, for example, to take care of the organic farm. So not studying in the university. This is very practical in the daily life. So to take care of the this kind of things, like to take care of the own, to take care of the others, the community, to take care of the environment. This something like this, very good care. If you use a chemical for the farming, very easy. But this is not good care. If we do the organic way, is that this is a very good way to take care for myself, for others, for the community. So this is very practical. We just repeating under the CISP program. So children come from where and what they do and what they go. They come from the village, poverty and a broken family. They are in the hopeless, as you know. They come to the CFF. They study living skill, social skill, self-esteem, self-determination, self-achievement under a CISP program. What's happened? What's happened is a transformation. This is very common sense because children home. From hopeless to the hopeful. This can be happen. This is our minimum responsibility. But cannot just full-time finish because their life is continue. What's the next step? This is now we are facing the problem because no function in the society to support. If with no support, they have no choice to go back to the compound. Parents waiting for them to come back to feed them. Their purpose is very simple. Many children and many parents doesn't think about the children's future. So of course there are ways. We have to prepare the many choice, vocational and work and even university. Important point, don't let them go back immediately to the compound because they go back to the before. So my observation at least needs 10 years to independent, to experience in the society. After that, they can go back to take care of the family. So these 10 years, how to maintain. So this is a final slide. We have I want to introduce the three children still we are supporting. So they finished our children home. This boy now still continuing to learn welding in the Montfort. This boy now STPM. This boy entered cooking school. This boy really cannot study, very difficult to study, especially mathematics, very difficult. But somehow he very likes cooking. According to individual support program, we make a program to encourage. Then also he successfully to enter the school. This boy I just introduced. This boy, when he came to CFF, he was 11 years old. I think 10 brothers and sisters. I visit his home, extremely poor, very terrible. Then he stopped the school and started work in the restaurant in Tampunam. Then after that came to CFF, and his study also not good. Maybe score was D and E. But I could see he can study. He likes to study. One day he came to the office and I talked to him. If you really study hard, why not? You can go to university. I really feel that's I shared to him. Then he started to cry. I think more than 3 minutes. He keep on crying. I really touched my heart because I never seen only this very small age, small boy cry for the future because he never thought I can go to the university. So I really decided we have to support. Then after that they really study hard. So then when you graduate SPM, he got 5A. And he selected the best student. He said, I want to be a lawyer in order to protect the children's right, he said. So he became our dream. Thank you very much. You are listening. Please help us, especially for the translation support. On DCFF, difficult. We need some system mechanism as in the society. Of course, we need to cooperate with the government as well. It takes a time. But for the children, not only CFF, so many Starfish and many children home we need after leaving the center. Thank you very much for your listening.
Oh, thank you so much, Abe, for the short introduction. And I was just, you know, it's so wonderful to be able to see children who have had backgrounds of broken families with no future, and you found them in the worst of conditions, but with that love and that care, you know, you were able to really, you know, and they were able to blossom and grow into potential leaders of tomorrow. From a child with absolutely no hope in the future to eventually nurturing them up to one day become a lawyer or in university with the desire to be able to help other underprivileged kids and fight for the rights of their for some of these children. I think that's so special, you know, and I love the way that it is with CFFM. It's a very holistic approach where we think about, you know, you guys think about the skills, social skills, but also the sustainability of teaching them how to treat the earth and recycling waste, and how you have an organic farm and leadership skills. It's absolutely wonderful. And you know, sometimes we're in this world always wanting instant results. But after knowing you and your family, Abe, for many years, of seeing your child even grow, born in Malaysia and grow from zero until now, and you really caring for some of these children, you really understand that it is such a long-term vision, and understanding that transformation of life is a lifelong journey and nothing is immediate. Thank you so much, Abe. Thank you so much for your introduction and sharing. I'm going to now introduce our next speaker today, Mr. Jimmy Lei from Starfish Malaysia Foundation. You know, in just a few meetings of getting to know Jimmy and his wife, Wee Lai, even though he is quite soft-spoken, he is an incredibly sharp yet humble man with a huge heart and massive vision. You know, and he is an extremely capable and successful person. I don't know if many of you know. From what I hear, you know, and he doesn't share about it as that much, but I don't know whether this is a secret or not. He was actually a big-time businessman in Australia, owning and running his own successful manufacturing company, eventually being bought over by a big American company, which is definitely no easy feat, you know. Running businesses, not only that, but being able to be bought over by a big company, I think you have to be very successful. He had a luxurious and very comfortable future, and reaping the rewards of all his hard work in retirement with beautiful properties, maybe boats, spending time with children and grandchildren was definitely an option that they would have deserved every bit of it, of their hard work. But the story goes on that after Jimmy and Wee Lai came to Sabah several times and seeing 40% of the poorest of the poor in Malaysia living in the north part of Sabah, they felt a deep calling in their heart to invest most of their time and money and serve and make a difference in the lives of these poverty-stricken kids. And they set up this Starfish Foundation Sabah, and in only just a short time, they have achieved so very much. Their Starfish Foundation is a unique in the way that they focus on drastically improving the education of these children who have very little access to education through building bridges, hostels close to the schools, and even micro enterprises to help women and family entrepreneurs uplift themselves out of poverty. But of course, during these times has not come without challenges. But it's so wonderful, and as I was watching some of the videos about Starfish, and in Jimmy's own words, he says this, you know, I keep telling my Starfish team, even though things get really tough and struggling at times like the times that we are in now, don't lose hope. Just keep going, because you never know, one of these days, one of these children that we are putting our effort and our lives into could be our next Chief Minister of Sabah, or even the Prime Minister of Malaysia. How powerful is that? So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I introduce you to our next speaker, Mr. Jimmy Lei from the Starfish Foundation. Thank you very much, Jimmy.
Thank you. See screen. I can't share screen. Oops.
Yeah, just give us some time while our IT team corrects that. Thank you very much. You know, this always happens, isn't it? When we plan, we had a rehearsal yesterday, and then some technical issues get come up. But don't worry, we're all understanding. And
You
in
put it
Zoom,
how to put it up? Yeah, thank you.
so try one more time. Maybe the IT team has corrected that. Yeah, it can be done now.
Cannot. I try again. Still not there.
Still not there? Oh, okay. Because I'm able to share. You wanna try one more time, maybe?
Otherwise, maybe you stand by to share on behalf.
Actually, Jimmy has a different version. Yeah. Is there anybody else who can share the latest
I
version?
can use this version.
Oh, you can?
This version. This is the PDF version. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure. Go ahead. Yeah. Thank you, Jimmy.
Okay. I don't have the full screen, unfortunately, so bear with me. Okay, Starfish Malaysia Foundation was formed in 19th of February 2014. So it's 6 years plus a bit. So it's a very young foundation by any stretch of its imagination. I can't change. Yeah. Next one. Okay, who are we? Who are Starfish Foundation? We are just a group of marketplace people who are bonded by common goals, aims, and passion to help the marginalized people group in both Sabah and Sarawak. Our motto is the Starfish story. So we adopted, our name is called Starfish, the easy name to remember. And we also adopted the Starfish story, the story that goes that a little boy was picking up starfish being washed on the shore from a storm the night before. And there were plenty of starfish on the beach. And he was picking them one by one and throwing them back into the sea. And along come an old man asking him, "Little boy, what are you doing?" He said, "Oh, I'm picking up starfish and throwing them back into the sea and saving them before the tides goes out." The old man said, "No, poor little boy, you can't save them all. There's so many." But the little boy picked up one more and throw it back into the sea. And he said, "It matters to this little one, this one." And he picked up another. He said, "It mattered to this one as well." So that's the story. We can't save everybody. We can't help every community, but we surely can help one family, one community, and one kampong at a time. That's our. So since February 2014, what have we done? Actually, we're quite proud. Yes, we've done quite a bit, but today I just select some photos on two of the bigger projects we have undertaken that we have done. One is the construction of the suspension bridge over Sugut River. It's 800 feet long and 45 feet high. And this is across this is the aerial view of that bridge. It doesn't look very big now, but when the river floods, it's very high. It can rise 20 feet in about 5 minutes. And this is the bridge that was completed in August 2015. We were only formed in 2014, but in August we already completed. It took nearly a year to complete this bridge. And 2015 was the year in June that Sabah had the earthquake, remember? This bridge was subject to earthquake and it was proven to be very strong. Nothing wrong after the earthquake. The other thing that we did was the Lighthouse Kapit. Lighthouse Kapit is a project we have. It's a project we have undertaken only recently. It is a youth and mission center in reaching out to youth in Kapit, in Sarawak, in the interior. The youth there, three major problems with the youth in Kapit. Early teenage pregnancy, as young as 12 years old giving birth. The highest number of early teenage pregnancy in Sarawak and possibly in Malaysia. So it's very high. Drugs is a problem, prostitution is a problem. So that's why we started. It's a 50 years project. It's a long term that we're looking at. So Lighthouse Kapit was officially open, or is officially open on 1st of May last year. So this year, May, was our first anniversary. So like I say, it's very new. And phase 2 of this Lighthouse project, this is the building existing. We will commence in next year to include a cafe attached here and a multi-purpose hall, sport hall, and interns quarters. Okay, today we really want to talk about Starfish Hostel Ministry, preparing the next gen as in next generation. Yes, I say preparing them and nurturing for the next generation. People ask me why hostels? Because the children, especially the primary school, have to walk along jungle tracks and old logging roads to school. Sometimes and often in the dark, because to get to school by 7:30 or 7:45, you have to start walking at 2 hours earlier, which is still dark. And because the journey can be 5 to 6 kilometers and take 2 hours one way. They often miss school because whenever it rains, they don't go to school because otherwise they end up going to school soaking wet. And as a result of that, there was high dropout rate, higher than 90%. And so not finishing primary 6, so it equals no secondary school, and equals illiteracy continue. So this thing, and unfortunately, I have observed over the last 50 years, there have been little change in these people's life. So if we let it go on for the next 50 years, it might still be the same. That's why we built hostels. So how many hostels are there and where are they? At the moment, we have 5 hostels. 2 of them are for primary school children and 3 of them are for secondary school children. And where are they located? They're located between the 2 years or the 2 tips of Borneo. The circle here, between the 2 years, the map of Sabah is like a head of a dog, and it has 2 years over here, and between these 2 years is where our location is. And James has already said 40% of the poorest people in Malaysia, not just Sabah, lives between these 2 years. This report is not according to Jimmy Lei, it's according to the World Bank in 2012. They say 40%. So you can imagine. So that's why we are here. Why are we not somewhere else here? But here is the poorest. So this is an enlarged map of where the hostels are, starting from Kota Marudu, primary school, and then Mangapon, also primary school, and the other 3 are secondary school hostels. This is the first hostels that we built. Was completed in 2014, and it's called Hostel Jasmine Telantan in Kota Marudu. It has a capacity for 48 children. And this is the children that we took earlier in this year, before COVID-19. The next one is also a primary school children hostel. It's in Mangapon, which is near the other tip of Pitas. It has a capacity of 32. We completed that in 2018. And these are some of the children in hostel Dili Mangkapon. You notice all our hostels got flower name, okay? The next one is hostel Sunflower, Sekwati. Sekwati is under the district of Kudat. It has a capacity of 75. We finished, it's an old hostel that we renovate and restore it, and we finished renovation in 2018. And this particular school, these are the Form 6 students that go into school during pandemic. And these particular hostels have served 2 secondary school and 1 vocational college. And so all the children, they are a little bit older than the others. Some of them as old as 20 years old. The next one is Hostel Rose in Kudat itself. And the capacity of that one is 100. And we renovated that. I finished renovating that in 2017. This site is the old hostel that it looked like, but we renovated and repaired. This is how it looked like. It was meant to be torn down because it was termite infested. The next picture will show you how bad the termite infestation is. On here, all the termites are gone. All the glass panels, all broken, mostly. We had to redo the whole thing. It took us 8 months. These are the rooms after we renovated, a lot better. And then now we have 45 students in that Hostel Rose Kudat. The other one we have is, last one, is Hostel Marigold, Solibodon in Pitas. The capacity is 60, we renovated in 2017 as well. The capacity is 65, and now we already have 60. And more than half of the children are boys. Usually secondary school, more girls than boys, but this time, no, more boys than girls. And here they are again, taken only in August, 31st August. Starfish also have a central purchasing store that is located in Tande, near Kota Marudu. Why do we have this purchasing store, central purchasing? We only started in January this year, because previous to that, we have all the hostels, all the wardens, 5 of them, they all go and buy their own things. 5 of them every day, or every second day, they will be going to town to buy things. No time to really do other things that's more important. So we have centralized purchasing. They don't need to buy anything. Everything is buy here. You want sauce, you just order here. You don't need to buy. It will deliver to you every week. And we buy the chicken, or we get supplied chicken, 200 kgs and 60 tray of eggs every week. And we buy rice by the ton. And we buy fish from the jetty, from the fishermen in 100 kilos. $3.50 a kilo, very cheap, if you buy a lot. So, okay, let me share testimonies. Because we are fairly time constrained, I just want to share one testimony. His name is called Harbron, this boy, the picture. He came to our hostel, the first hostel that we had, in 2015, when he was in primary 4. And he was very small size, actually quite short and small. And he was 10 years old, but he looks like he was only 7. When he came to us, straight away, his attendance went up from 30% class attendance to 100%, because the hostel is only 5 minutes from school. You can run and you can still, the bell ring and you can run, you still be in time. But on average, people who stay away from the primary school, from the kampong, they walk to school, on average, they attend 30 to 40% of the class attendance. And within the first year, he passed his maths test for the first time. Before that, he got single-digit mark, like 1 mark, 5 marks, 7 marks, or marks out of 100. And the teacher was so happy and impressed with him that he received monetary rewards from this teacher. How much time have I got? Yeah, he was from the bottom of the class. The class was 37 and his position was 37. But after 1 year, he reached 15, the top half. He loves to sing and was chosen to lead the school choir. He conducted the school choir at the school prize-giving presentation day. That was a big thing for him. He thought he couldn't do it, but he did. But Habron's biggest achievement, I say, was when he was chosen by the headmaster of the school to win the prize as the most improved student in the whole school. It's ones like Habron that makes our job a lot more rewarding, a very small rewarding. So where and how can I participate? So I will share this more in the chat room. You can start with sponsoring. Our contact, this will be shared again. And I just want to finish here with this thought that if you can't feed 100 people, then feed just one. Just like our motto. We can't feed 100, never mind. Start with one. This was by Mother Teresa, I quoted. Why? Because it matters. It matters to one. If you make a difference to one, you will make the difference. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Jimmy. Hello, my name is Bobby.
Yes.
It's such a heartwarming to know we have people from Japan, and Jimmy actually now residing in Australia, cannot come back to Sabah, still have the love and heart for the next generation. I think we must understand today the forum is all about the next generation. And many of us, we take life for granted. We live in the city, and going to school is like not a big issue, but for people in the rural, it takes such a lots of hard work just to go to school and get an education. So we have heard from two of the work that's happening in Sabah, and right now we're going to hear a story about an organization that also love the next generation, have the heart to impact and to see the next generation to have a chance for future. And they are from Indonesia. Let me introduce to you Pak Hagai. I met Pak Hagai in Kuala Lumpur through a young Asian young leaders conference, and from there we get bonded. But this was about 2 to 3 years ago, and I sit down during one of the lunch session, and I hear what he's doing in Indonesia, and I got touched. So in 2018, there was a big earthquake happened in Lombok Island, and the first thing that came to my mind is, after reading all the news, what happened in Lombok, although the schools are destroyed, the houses destroyed, I contacted Pak Hagai and said, are you doing anything in Lombok? There are so many children their education will be affected, because Lombok is one of the poorest island also in, as you know, Indonesia have thousands of islands, one of the poorest island in Indonesia. And he thought, yeah, we are sending teachers to this place because the school are destroyed, totally destroyed, no more school building, and the teachers all left that area. There's no more teacher. So he sent a few teachers there just to have a makeshift camp and teach them education. And many months later, I come and see and witness what they are doing, and I am really touched. And I hear more stories of the challenges that Indonesia had to go through just to educate children in the villages. So without further ado, I just pass the time to Pak Hagai just to share his organization, and later on, want to know more, we can go to the breakout room and to hear a little bit more of what he's actually doing. So let's say hi to Pak Hagai. He will mix a little bit of English and Indonesia. Yeah? So many of us here are Malaysians, so I hope you can catch what he's trying to say. Okay, okay, Pak Hagai, teruskan, please.
Yeah. Terima kasih Pak Bobby. Thank you, Pak Bobby. I will present our program we call Guru Bakti Nusa or Teacher for Nation. In here, we will present what we do in Indonesia, in some areas in Indonesia. And this is our view. Education is part of the nation's foundation. The educated generation will bring and make the nation a developing and human country. Primary age 5 until 12 years old is crucial age for character building and basic education development. In this picture is in Lombok. But the fact is that there are still quite a lot of children who do not get proper education. There are many factors that influence it. One of which is a shortage of teachers in various schools, especially in remote areas in Indonesia. This is a demographic of Indonesia. Just make it simple. In Indonesia, we still lack 3 million teachers, and yang lebih banyak itu elementary school. Cukup banyak di sini presentasinya, dari 5 sampai 14 tahun. Cukup banyak sekali. Populasi Indonesia 270 juta lebih juta penduduk di Indonesia yang tersebar di seluruh Indonesia. Di sini oleh karena itu kami berpikir banyak sekali cukup banyak anak-anak yang tidak mendapatkan pendidikan yang baik. So we have a movement. Guru Bakti Nusa. I will show you the video. This is our activity, short activity. Guru Bakti Nusa. Ya, ini adalah one of our program in Indonesia. We send the teachers in remote area. Banyak anak-anak in Indonesia tidak dapat mendapatkan good education. Banyak dari mereka mengalami itu because mereka tidak ada guru. Tempat ini saya datangi minggu lalu. Di tempat ini 2 tahun tidak ada guru datang. Ini anak-anak yang sangat rindu. Guruku mana? Sampai orang tua bilang, mungkin guruku sudah mati semuanya. Oleh karena itu, we invite banyak mahasiswa dari Indonesia melatih mereka dan mengutus mereka di daerah-daerah di remote area Indonesia. This is our small video, our short video, and I will continue. This is our vision. Our vision is building forgotten generation for smart Indonesia. Our mission is helping the government to educate the nation's life with training and sending elementary school teachers in remote area. Provide educational scholarship for primary school students who cannot afford it. Creating study centers and reading houses for students and the community. And provide training for teachers and other resources in remote area to produce competent resource. This is our action, one action. We recruit and train the best teachers who have calling for children in remote area. Yeah, we recruit them and train them and send them. This is our simple testimony. This is Jody. This is Jody. Jody. One of our teacher before, we send him to Lombok. Dia adalah one of mahasiswa in Semarang University. Kami datang di Lombok dan kami bertemu dengan government di Lombok. We have MOU with government. Kami mau mengirim guru dan mereka sangat senang. Mereka sangat senang sekali dan akhirnya kita bisa berada di sana. Jadi satu juga ada yang cewek ini ada di salah satu tempat di Sulawesi, tempat yang sangat sulit dijangkau. It's very difficult to find this place. We need to kita harus menggunakan kendaraan khusus four-wheel drive. Kita baru bisa sampai ke tempat itu. Di sana tidak ada guru. Banyak sekali kekurangan guru di tempat-tempat ini. Dan ini adalah salah satu potret, one of pictures. The library is not too good, so we need to menolong mereka untuk memberikan library yang bagus. Ya, Mereka membutuhkan kita, bring back their joy. Ini salah satu sekolah yang ada di Lombok. What we need, support the teacher salary, student sponsorship, build the train center to train teachers for nation in Semarang, and build simple center in Lombok and Banten. Pandemic hit us, two problems. The student cannot attend the school, so we need to membuat sekolah di luar, kita ada activity di luar. And the problem, tempat kita banyak yang sewa, we still rent the places. So we berdoa, we berdoa to build own learning center. Ini adalah karena saat situasi pandemi ini menghantam kita, we cannot sewa tempat lagi, akhirnya kita banyak melakukan pelayanan anak di pinggir-pinggir sungai, pinggir jalan, di mana tempat bisa kami lakukan. Ini legal and contact, ada di sini semua, dan informasi, another information dapat saya sampaikan lebih di breakout room. Demikian Pak Bobi, sekilas tentang kami, tentang Guru Bakti Nusa. Thank you Pak Bobi.
Thank you, Pak Hagai. We will hear more about the stories, like exactly what they are doing later on the breakout room. Yeah. So pass the time back to Susan.
Hello everyone.
Hello.
Let's go to slide 10, Evodia. Slide 10. Okay, I tell you what, Evodia, maybe I will share the screen instead. That might be easier. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, so everyone, you have heard from the speakers we've had this afternoon. And so how do we respond to it? What is our action to it? So we are going to give you the option to go into breakout rooms later. I'm sorry that we've gone a little bit over time. So the breakout rooms will happen after this. So for those of you who have not registered before coming, you can put in the chat to indicate to us which breakout room you would like to attend so that you have a little bit more idea about what these different organizations are doing. Yeah. So if you would like to join the breakout room for Caring for the Future Foundation Malaysia, you can type 1. If you want to join Starfish Malaysia Foundation breakout room, please type 2. If you would like to join the Guru Bakti Nusa Indonesia breakout room, you can type 3. So do put your choices into the chat group. If you're not sure how to use the chat function, you can WhatsApp to us so that our tech team can assign it to you. So as I was saying earlier, after we've heard from these 3 fantastic speakers about what is happening, what can we do? So I would like to explain to you what this donation drive is all about, Gift of Hope 2020. We want to make this Christmas a special one because we want to provide an opportunity for all of you here to give a practical gift that will make a difference in the lives of vulnerable children. So by giving a gift of hope today, you can help those who have actually found this year quite difficult. So for donations above 25 ringgit, we will send you a personalized postcard through snail mail. How many of you miss having snail mail? Actually having physical post through your post box. And this is some samples of postcards that have been designed for our own youth. You see this cute one of the children in the Kadazan and Rumus costume. And another one here. This one is inspired by the boys home at CFFM. So we will send a personalized Christmas postcard for donations above 25 ringgit. For donations below 25, we will send an e-card to you so that you can send it out to your loved ones. And for those of you who still like a physical gift to give, we would recommend homemade soap, handmade soap by CFF Malaysia. So this is all natural, all organic soap, which is great for eczema skin. And you can get it directly from them at their number 013, which is also in the chat. So you can click on that link later if that's something that you're interested in. So for you to sign up for this Gift of Hope 2020 donation campaign, you can send us these details, which is your name, your address, your phone number, and your email. If you've got a few people that you want to send out this postcard to, let's say you've got 10 person in mind, and you want to give a donation of 250 in total, which is 25 times 10%, you can email it to us at siblive@gmail.com or WhatsApp to us, or you can scan the QR code that's there on the screen, or you can even sign up online through our online form. So all those details are also in the chat box. You can have a look at that. And you can choose to pay through electronic giving or bank transfer through Alliance Bank, or we also accept Boost. So you can also do that. And please put a remark, Go Hope, for your donation so that we know that your donation is going towards our Christmas appeal to help the children, and we'll get this beautiful postcard sent out on your behalf to your loved ones. Or if you feel that you really want to give a specific amount to a specific organization, you can also do so. Just put the name of the organization and what is the amount that you would like to give to them, and we can help to distribute it to them. So now we would like to take a group photo before we break all of you up into your breakout room. So we'd like to invite you all to turn on your cameras. And we want you to put on your best smile. And our tech team will be taking the photos of all our participants today. We really thank you so much for your time to be with us. Yes, could we invite you to turn on your videos, please, so that we can have a look at your beautiful and handsome faces, so that we can take our group photo. There's over 60 of us. So do bear with us because it will take some time to go through the multiple pages to take your photos. Yeah. All right.
Might need to
Can you remove the screen first, please? Yeah, okay, thank you. Okay, everyone, I will take a photo for a moment. So open your camera and smile. Okay, group 1, group 2. Okay, wait a minute. About icon is not in the screen. And full in, can you face the screen now? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Aaron and Joy not yet open. Viviano, can you open your camera? Adeline Lau, Jonathan Heng, Alice Ong, Aaron, Jackie Lim, can you open your camera? This, the last group, okay. Alice Ong, can you open your camera, please? And Adeline Lau. Radin Ompok, okay, open. Adeline Lau, can you open your camera? And Alice Ong. If not, then I just pass it. Okay, thank you everyone. I pass the time back to Susan.
Okay, thank you very much, Evodia. So before we break you up in your groups, we just want to let you know that we can continue to stay in touch with you. Thank you so much for joining us today. So once again, this program was brought to you by SIB Likas and also Rima Radio. So feel free to follow our social media channels for more information. So just in case if you couldn't get all those information just now about the links to the organization or bank account, email, and whatever. We are going to email all those details into our social media so you can refer back to that. And also follow us. So if you're interested in future programs, what we are doing, we can continue to keep in touch. And if you've got nothing on this Christmas, we'll also join you to join with us in our Christmas online session. So now we're going to break you up into your breakout rooms, which you have chosen prior to this, so that you have got more time to ask questions from the various founders about the organization, how you can be partners with them long-term, because they don't just need finances, they will also need volunteers and people with specific technical know-how to help their work to become better and bigger. So have a great time in your breakout room. Hi everyone, I hope you had a good time in your breakout room. Once again, thanks so much for joining us here today. Thank you for being part of this. So for those of you who may have missed out, how can you actually take action and really help the children this year? We'll just like to run through with you how the whole program works, so we can go on to the next slide. So again, you can make donations in above 25 ringgit. And for those that donate more than 25, you get this cute postcard that is designed by one of our young person, Tabitha, and we'll send it out to you. For donations less than 25, we'll send you an e-card which you can then send yourself to your recipient, or if you would like to purchase tangible gifts, we would recommend Handmade Soap by CFF Malaysia, and the catalog is actually available through WhatsApp on the link that we'll be sending in the chat group. And these are the details on how you can respond. Next slide, please. We have got a online registration, if that makes it easy for you. Again, you can find that link in the chat box. If you got further questions about any of the 3 organizations and you like to get in touch with them, please drop us an email or WhatsApp and we'll put you in touch with them, just in case if you didn't have a chance to join another breakout room. And these are the details for channeling your donation. You can do it online through our Alliance Bank account, or you can also scan via Boost. And please make a remark to say Go Hope if you're going for this option to send a postcard to your loved one, or if you have got a specific organization which you would like to give with a specific amount, you can also let us know and we'll arrange the necessary for you. So once again, everyone, thank you so much for your time here with us today on a Sunday afternoon. We thank you once again. We want to wish you a very Merry Christmas, and do continue to follow us as SIB Likas and Rima Radio on our social media so that you get to know more about our upcoming events and see how you can continue to be part of what we are doing. So thank you, everyone. So maybe I get just my team to on their videos and also unmute themselves so you know who are behind the scenes. Yep, and just wave your hand, say bye everyone.
Hi everybody. Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Bye. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you so much. God bless.